Hello. So we are on part 2 of chapter 5, and I'm going to put up your PowerPoints, and I'm going to correct my pronunciation on paradigm. It just lost me for a moment. So we're going to continue from there. So language is arbitrary and symbolic. So we have two unique ways that we understand what a word means, from its denotative and connotative. Denotative is the dictionary definition, and connotative is how it's used in the particular context. So a definition of pail or bucket, when you look them up, they pretty much have the same definition, but connotative is most of us take a pail to the beach because it's smaller. We think it's smaller because it's used in that storytelling manner. It's passed down that you take a pail to the beach. Maybe you clean your floor with a larger utensil, and that might be called a bucket. Okay. So, and when we say words are abstract, words may describe an important idea or concept, but the very act of labeling and evoking a word simplifies and distorts our concept of the thing itself. So, even though our society does put a lot of weight on words, we still have to understand that we attach other meanings to the words, how they are said, and everything that we went over. So again, the idea itself, the object itself, is concrete, and as you grow up the ladder, it becomes more abstract. Because even if I say phone, most of you think cell phone, but maybe we still have landlines, so somebody might think of a phone in that regard. So we use language to create and express some sense of order in our world. Our ability to organize is useful, but not artificial. They systems, I think it means the systems of organization, are not a part of the natural world, but an expression of the views about that word. And that's why we have something called, and I don't think your book talks about it, linguistic determination. So sometimes people regard our understanding of how much we know based on our use of the language. So if I use quite a bit of profanity, my linguistic determination, I may be inferring that someone does not have an extreme vocabulary and has to substitute meaningful words with everyday profanity. Okay, so a cliche, a jargon, and slang. Cliches are statements that are used over time. And sometimes I'm finding in this generation that I teach, you're confusing cliches and they make even less sense. So, it's raining cats and dogs. You probably don't use that, but that, again, historically, if you do look at the origin of where these cliches came from, you would understand that most of them come through history. And in formal writing, we do not use cliches. Jargon is specific language within a unit. So you may have specific language if you're in computers, different than specific language in sociology. So that's specific language, and that's why you take this class, so that you can understand the particular language usage within that specific system. And slang is commonly regional phrases that, again, are not formal or not easily understood by all. Sexist language refers to gender specificity. We know we change things so that we are becoming or can become more androgynous, which means less. So, when you say actor, actress, okay, racist language, and that's keeping another race down by using discrimination terms. Euphemism is essentially, and sometimes not acceptable because it doesn't tell us the truth. It is very vague. So if someone passes away compared to they died. Okay, so euphemism could make the situation sound better, but it's not truthful. And doublespeak is the deliberate use of words to disguise, obscure, or change the meaning. So if you're going to buy a car and the car, it's too expensive, and the salesman may say, "Oh, but this isn't a car, and then they put the brand in there. So it's sort of a double speak. Um, so let's just skip to using precision of language or precise words. We want to be as close to using precision of language. So that's why we have, where'd it go? Jargon, because jargon is very specific, but someone might not understand that jargon. So it's okay that you also define the jargon in that sense, so it is easily understood by all. And there we have your language chapter. So you want to define your terms, as I just said, when you're using precision of language, especially with jargon. Consider context clues. If you are speaking to a general audience and you use a word in a professional jargon, follow it by common reference, okay? And you take control of your tone. So here, there's so much. This, bullet gets totally expanded in a voice and diction class, so you know how to use your voice to its best advantage, depending on your content and context. Okay, and begin with the end in mind. What do you want your audience to understand from what you're talking about? Even if it's a one-on-one, what is your goal as a speaker? And then we'll move to chapter 6 shortly. Okay, thank you for today.